girls that are a big handful. In 2004, we welcomed our first baby. It was a little girl named Caitlin. She was born 3 days after the due date, and I very clearly remember those days and wishing she would just hurry up and be born. I just wanted to hold her. I didn't want to be pregnant anymore. I just wanted to be at that point where she was in our arms. And 3 days after her due date, she came. She was full term, healthy, cried, and now she's 8 and doing fantastic. When Caitlin was 2.5 years old, we found out we were expecting again. And this time, we expected to have the same easy pregnancy because I didn't know anything else. We found out that we were having a boy when I was 3 months pregnant. He was due in September, and we were very excited, and she couldn't wait to be his sister. We decided we were going to name him Matthew Jackson Miller, and the pregnancy was going fantastic. He was growing, we were having regular appointments and ultrasounds, and had no reason to suspect anything but perfection. A normal pregnancy is 40 weeks long. Babies born before 37 weeks are normally considered premature. They need help to learn to breathe, to stay warm, to eat and breathe at the same time. And usually if they're born before 24 weeks, they're born too small for doctors to be able to try to help them. During the first week of June in 2007, I was 23 weeks pregnant. It was 4 months before my due date, and in the middle of the night, my water broke. At that time, most of my experiences with water breaking had to do with what I saw in the movies. It was a woman in the middle of the mall, and her water breaks, and she gets a cab and rushes to the hospital, and a big, healthy baby is born minutes later. Once your water breaks, in most pregnancies, babies are born within 3 days, and very rarely do you get more than 12 more days of pregnancy. Unborn babies need the amniotic fluid to grow, for their lungs to develop, to protect them from infection, and allow them to have the rest of their limbs grow. Matthew weighed just over a pound when my water broke. His lungs were not developed. He had so much growing still to do. If he was born, it was unlikely that he would survive, and the doctors would be able to help him. If we decided to try and stop labor and continue the pregnancy, there was a chance that here I would develop a life-threatening infection. We decided to try and stay pregnant as long as possible to give him time to grow. I was checked into the hospital for what would be a 10-week stay. For 10 weeks, our family helped take turns taking care of our 2-year-old, who didn't understand where I was. I had my temperature taken every 4 hours. I was not out of bed. I had injections to try to help his lungs grow. They tried to keep labor away. But because there was no fluid surrounding Matthew, there were no promises that he would survive birth. On August 6th, he was ready to be born. His due date was 2 months away, but he wanted to be there now. At 4:20 in the morning, he was born crying. He weighed 4 pounds and 14 ounces, was 18 inches long, and had a head full of goat hairs. He spent the next 26 days in the neonatal intensive care unit at the hospital. He went from having a machine breathe for him to slowly learning how to breathe on his own. He received medication to help his lungs develop. He received another medication to help a small hole in his heart heal. In those 26 days, he went from being fed through a tube to learning how to use a bottle. He even learned how to keep his body warm without the help of his little heater. At the end of the 26 days, at just under 6 pounds, Matthew got to come home to a very excited big sister in the loving arms of his mom and dad. Instead of spending his days in the hospital, he had a vintage fire truck nursery to welcome him. Once Matthew came home, because of his prematurity, we had to keep him away from germs to help keep him healthy. We managed to do so and still let him experience the park at Pumpkin Patch and meet a lot of his extended family. He loved the song Twinkle Twinkle Little Star and would tolerate his older sister sharing her books and pillows with him. With Halloween fast approaching, their costumes were all picked out and hanging in their closets. Caitlin was going to be Snow White and Matthew was going to be Prince Charming. On August 12th, he took him to the mall to have pictures taken for the very first time. He hated every moment of it. He said it was all worth it. On October 15th, Matthew was 2.5 months old. He didn't wake up for his 10:30 He stopped breathing. Despite his dad's performing CPR and emergency care given by EMTs and emergency nurses, Matthew passed away. Once my water broke, we were repeatedly told that Matthew's outlook was not good. He would likely not live for more than a few hours. Because of the advances in medicine and research done in pregnancies and premature infants, Matthew lived for just 70 days. For 10 weeks, he was cuddled, snugged, nursed to, had his diaper changed, he experienced the sunshine and cool fall breeze. He saw pumpkins, train tracks, trees, and falling leaves. Matthew's main risk factor for SIDS was being born premature. Babies born too early are more likely to die from SIDS, suffer from sleep apnea, have problems with their heart and lungs, have higher risk of infection, and suffer from developmental delays for the rest of their lives. Since Matthew's death 5 years ago, we experienced 3 miscarriages before welcoming his little sister into the world. Thanks in part to the research done by the March of Dimes, we were able to work with our doctors to help Samantha be born full term and healthy in November 2009. This past December, we were blessed to welcome his baby sister Charlotte into our family, and today she is 70 days old. The mission of the March of Dimes is to give every baby a healthy start. In April of 2008, my family and I started walking with March for Babies, and we've continued to walk every year since. This April, we walked for the 6th year in a row, and together we can help more babies have healthy starts and fewer families who go through the pain of prematurity and infant loss.